The ABM scaling problem. Okay, the account based. So the ABM stands for account based marketing. We work with some of the clients who have got 1 million records in their CRM, HubSpot, Salesforce, more than million as well. We work with those clients as well. Imagine, updating, enriching 1 million record or 10 million record. Imagine that, the amount of effort that will be needed, and also you have to spend a lot of money, something which is not necessarily needed for many part. And people, especially in the enterprise right now, they don't understand how to proceed. Okay, they understand, okay, fine, they need to enrich their CRM with AI, they need to update their contacts, they need to do a lead scoring, AI-based leads. They understand all of it in principle, but when it comes to execution, there are a lot of roadblocks. Right? Who's going to take the ownership of the money? How much money needs to be spent? Okay, is this a good use of the money? What is the ROI which is going to come up if we spend all of that? That kind of questions comes from the finance, right? And typically, particularly, the teams do not have a very good answer because the team are disjointed. Marketing team, they have their own goals. Sales team, they have their own goals. They are disjointed, and nobody really knows how to move ahead with these things. And that is why the companies, they come down to people like us. And in these webinar, what I'm sharing is, in principle, I'm sharing the process that we follow. Okay, this can be broken down and used in your specific cases as well. If you want more inputs, of course, you can reach out to us. But I'm just laying down the very principle that we follow for our customers and for ourselves, so that you can use these processes, frameworks, and principles in your case as well. Okay, the ABM scaling problem. When the ABM scales, when you're dealing with 10 clients or 100 clients, it's easy, right? You can do a lot of stuff manually all by yourself. But when you're dealing with 1,000 clients or 10,000 clients, then that is where things becomes little problematic, right? Enrichment volume explodes. Which one to enrich, which one not to enrich. AI drafting increases, the AI usage increases, intent tracking expands, right? More intent needs to be tracked. SDR workload rises. Okay, SDR cannot just sit and just do things manually whole day every day. You have to do other important things as well, right? And if you're going to just automate this without thinking through, then you're going to spend a lot of money, which may not lead to more pipeline. Okay, and somebody needs to be answerable for the money that is being spent. Okay, HubSpot has released what it's called as HubSpot credits. So the more credit you use, the more money you have to pay HubSpot. HubSpot is happy as long as you're spending money; they are happy. But you are not the one who will be very happy spending a lot of money without a good result, right? And that is where these principles plays a very important role. Okay, so this is the ABM scaling problem. More accounts means more investment. More investment means more credit burns, and more credit burn can lead to uncertain ROI. This is a problem. This is a problem statement. Okay, I can enrich, I can burn the credit. Wow, what result will I get? If you don't have a very clear answer about this question, then you need this framework, right? Okay. So next up, why one size fits all fails? Traditional model, what I've seen in many enterprises, even now, what I'm seeing is, they are enriching every contact that is coming up, every lead that is coming up goes through the same workflow, same automation, every account, the same follow-up. This is what I have seen. Okay, and this kills efficiency, and also this kills credits and money and burns the money. You cannot just use one size fit all for everything that is coming up into your CRM. And this is where a very structured process and a structured framework is super important for enterprise. Okay, so whether it is lead A, B, C, same treatment. This is where many of the ABM enterprises fail. Lead A, lead B, lead C, maybe 3 different leads from 3 different sources with 3 different requirements, with 3 different intent, with 3 different quality. Okay, so But then if you're going to sit and do things manually, in terms of what I just said, it's going to take forever. Just with the three leads. Imagine you're dealing with 3,000 leads, right? So this is where the complexity comes in, and this is where the AI can play a very important role, right? So introducing tire-based engagement. So if you are not aware of, let me put that in context. HubSpot has ABM feature. That means you can put companies and contacts in tier one, two, three. You can add more tires as well, but there are generally three tires by default. So I'm going to stick to these default three tires. Okay. So you can customize tire based on whatever your requirement is. For example, you can customize tires based on geography, right? Certain geography is tier one, so other geography is tier two, and next. You can do it based on industry. Certain industry is tier one. Okay. You can do it in company size. Big companies tier one, small companies tier two, and like so. How you're going to use this framework within HubSpot for ABM is totally up to you. And this is where the planning is required. This is where the strategy is required. What we propose from Inside Tech, what we do is we set up the tire based on intent. Right? If there are more intent, the higher the tire, the less intent, the lower it. And which makes sense, right? You want to deal with leads which has more intent as compared to the lead who are just big companies, with no intent, right? So what we have understood is it's always good to set up a tire based on intent. In that case, you only deal with the leads with the highest tire first, with the highest intent, okay, and which matches the ICP. So tire one is high intent, which matches the ICP. Tire two is warm intent, which is emerging, and tire three is low intent. Okay, so it does not fit the ICP, it does not have intent. And this is how we suggest our customers to put the tire-based model. That's the first important key on how to plan things. Second step, tire-based enrichment. Okay, tire one means more money, more intent, best match ICP, tire two, and then tire three. All right, that's the first thing. So first, when you create a plan of execution, the first thing that we look into is what are the tires? There are three tires generally, and what are we going to do about those tires? How are we going to plan that? Who belongs to which tire? Right? And we always start with ICP match and intent. Okay, and then as a next step, we go with lead scoring or signal scoring, what we call it. Not just lead scoring, it's signal scoring. It's a little different. So signal scoring is how many intent signals have come. For example, they have visited the website, they have checked the pricing page, they have posted a job, they engaged with your outbound email. There are different signals coming up, and every time they engage with your content or with your assets, or they take certain action, a certain events is fired, and then your signal scores increases, right? You keep increasing the lead score. Once it matches or crosses certain score, then we also check with ICP match as a next step. Okay, whether it matches the ICP. If it matches the ICP, that means it belongs to tire. Okay, and then there are other signals like pricing page intent spike in detected decision maker role and all of that, right? You can add more and more on that. So you need to put up the criteria first. So for tire one, these are my criteria. If you're a SaaS company, product company, you know how important it is for pricing page engagement, right? If somebody is coming up, engaging with your pricing page, leaving, but then that person matches the ICP, the signal score is greater than 70, the intent spike is there, the decision maker role is there, good. Push that into tire one, right? I just give you an example. So tire one means then you can go ahead as a next step, do a full enrichment. Find out more about the person, the company, the size of the company, the revenue, the forecast, everything in between. Find out more and then do full enrichment. You can use HubSpot credit, you can use other API based credit system, whatever you are going to use, you activate the AI, you enrich. All right. So that is a very simple way of determining who belongs to the tire. Okay. Then the same process follows with tier two. Okay, I'm going to come down to tier two. Tier one is high signal, high signal, tier one full enrichment. Simple.